today we're going to be working on Pla-Plates. Hey guys, Tom here, Not So Average Builder. We're adding extra little details to your kids. So I've already covered, can't talk today, I already covered panel lining. Well, Pla-Plate is a cheap way you can add extra details to your kits. And I'm going to go in, and it's very, very easy to do. I'll just show you what you need. So you will need a good hobby knife. This is kind of a dull one, but it still works good. You will need your styrene sheet or your Pla so you can work on it. And you'll need a good sturdy roller and some coarse sanding sticks. That's pretty much it. So let me get into this and I'll show you what to do. So first and foremost, you need to decide where your piece is going to go. And so I've done these two brackets, well, we'll call them brackets, and these three right here. And I think that maybe, just maybe, something needs to go right there. You get your Pla-Plate. We'll zoom back out so you can see it all. Right? And normally you would use a ruler, but I like to freehand stuff. And most importantly, it's because I don't have a ruler, but that's neither here nor there. So we will take and we will cut just a little sliver, a little longer than what we need it. Alright? And if your edges are not even, this is pretty even. It's the first even one I've cut since I started this. But if they're not even, take your tweezers, which I forgot to mention you'll need, and just kind of pinch the not flat edge in there, and then just run it back and forth. Gentle pressure, because this stuff basically disintegrates. So you can use super glue, whatever you need to, but I've been using good old Tamiya extra thin. Yet another thing that I forgot to mention, but I'll have a link in the description below of the items you'll need. So now we need to see how much bigger piece is. So as you can see, I need to cut off a little bit. Move this out of the way since we no longer need it. And again, I'm just going to eyeball it just to make things easier. So cut off a little piece, check your fitment again. And it's almost perfect, as you can see. Yeah. So, what I will do is take my extra thin, move this to where you can see it, move the knife out of the way so I don't stab myself. And the reason why I've been using the Tamiya extra thin is because it gives me a little room to work with. So I'll just dab a little bit in the sides that I want. And just kind of finagle it where I want it. And as you can tell, that piece is now secure. Any overage I can trim off using my trusty little hobby knife. But that's it. And then to solidify this, I'll just go in and touch all the areas. I know it looks terrible right now because of the white Pla-Plate on the blue plastic, but I think it'll give it an overall look. Now, one other thing you can do, and I've already kind of done it on the other ones, is kind of chamfer your edges. You can leave them perpendicular or tight 90 degrees like this, which will look okay, But as you can tell, I've kind of chamfered it. And basically what you do, and you have to be very careful with this, otherwise you're going to have to redo all of it. Get your blade at a slight angle. I can't pull it away from me for some reason. But that extra adds an extra little level of detail. Cutting too much off. That's okay. See if I can do it on this side. Yeah, there you go. See how that nice little curl formed? It's almost as if you've barely got any angle on it at all. That is as simple as it. You can create any design you want, size you want, shape you want. I just started out using these rectangular add-ons, just kind of try and see how it looks. And so far I'm kind of pleased with it. It looks pretty good. Now I just need to prime this thing up and get it ready for paint, which is coming soon. Don't mind that. That's flat. Well, maybe not completely flat. It's flat enough that the primer will hide it. So yeah, that is it for Pla-Plate. And you can usually pick up, I picked it up at my local hobby town. It cost me, I think for this sheet, let me zoom back out here, which is a relatively large sheet of styrene. So it's 11 inches wide by 7.5 inches, no, 11 inches long, 7.5 inches wide. This thing cost me like $1, and as you can tell, I've only started just messing around with it, and there's a lot of mess ups on this sheet already that I've done, but this should last you quite a long time. And I think this is, I don't know if I've still got the tag. That's not it. I don't know where the tag's at, but it's, I think it was the thinnest sheet that they had. I think it was like 0.5 millimeters maybe thickness. And as you can tell, it's really flimsy, but once you're cutting it into small areas, it's, you know, it'll stiffen itself up, especially when it's glued down to a surface. But this stuff is an easy way to add accents to your kits, add raised plates, make an area look lower by adding a plate around it. And as you can tell, this thinnest one meets the HG size. What else am I missing? Oh, the most important thing, I've never tried Pla-Plates until today, and I didn't use a ruler. I just used my dull blade, which would have probably went a whole lot smoother if I'd used a sharp blade, but I didn't want to crack out a new blade just for this, but I used a dull blade and a few minutes, and this is what I turned it into. And once it's painted, it'll look completely different, and you get panel line around it, it'll look completely different. But don't limit yourself to just out-of-box builds, especially if you've got this. My tweezers disappeared. A pair of tweezers, your hobby knife, this, and a few minutes of time. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You don't need anything else. Now for bigger pieces, you'll probably need a ruler just to get them squared off. But because you're dealing with Pla-Plate, I would always recommend cutting just a tad bigger than what you need, and then either sanding or trimming with the hobby knife to get it to fit where you want it to. But this is super easy. I really thought this was going to be more difficult than what it was, and it may not look perfect. I'm completely okay with how this looks. It's not perfect. It's not, you know, I'm not looking for show quality. You can see the little imperfections. I may end up having to sand that just to make it smooth again. But it took me all of 10 minutes to do. So you can be a not so average builder. What do I say all the time? Don't just be an average builder, be a not so average one. And you can do it. And I want to see your projects. If you've tried something you're normally not into, drop a comment below. Or better yet, email me a picture of your project and I'll shout you out in my video. It's cool. Why not? But that is all I've got for today. If you would like to, if you have any comments or concerns, drop a comment below. Don't forget, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Big old thumbs up. Let me get this. Boom! Thumbs up. And remember, you can do this. Don't get inside your own head. Just knock it, give it a shot. Worst case scenario, you fail. Then you pick yourself back up and you try it again. But that is all I have, guys. Goodbye.